Good evening, good people. Welcome to another 203K Tuesday. I'm your host, Aaron, the house person, and this is the place you come to find out everything you don't know about the 203K loan and learn how you can use that loan to help create, build, and sustain generational wealth. So, today we have the pleasure of bringing on that four position, that power forward, right? When I talk about that 203K starting lineup, of course, I'm using basketball references because once upon a time I was a basketball coach, and so it makes sense to me. But that four is your contractor. And again, we talk about the old school power forward, right? That old school four, not the stretch four where they shooting threes. We talking about the power forward that's in the paint, the one that's getting the work done, right? So that contractor is your power forward, that person or company that is in the paint. They're the ones swinging that hammer, getting the work done. So today we have the pleasure of talking to 2/3 of C&O Services Incorporated, and I'm going to go ahead and bring them in now. Let's see here. So I have Miss Erica Stuart, Director of Operations and Marketing. I also have Mr. Kyle Irby, Business Development Manager, and who could not be here with us today, Miss Nicole Vanderberg. She's handling all the money, so she's somewhere taking care of the books right now. But Kyle and Erica, how you guys doing today?
Great.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys for being here. Whenever I can identify people who are actively out here helping folks navigate the 203K process, and not just actively but successfully as well,
Right.
that's really who I need to talk to. So you guys are it today. Thrilled to have you here. And what I'd like to do is just kind of jump right into the question aspect, because some of the things that will be answered through that process is normally what happens at the beginning of most interviews. And
Right.
from there, we'll just jump right into talk about you guys, the business, and just anything else real estate related in general. Is that cool?
Awesome. Sounds good.
Perfect.
So first question. This is a hard one. No, I'm kidding. So do you guys know the 203K process from start to finish, and have you worked with the loan before?
We have. We took on a project. The first 203K project was probably 4 to 5 years ago. Something that we were learning as we were going, because before that we've heard of them, but we had never worked with one. We realized that we're really good at it with communication, liquidity, and we worked together with the homeowners, the HUD consultants, the lenders. They're kind of out of it, after the first part of the process. But
they're a very important part of the process.
They are very important, yes, because they're stroking the checks. So, yeah, it's been a good thing. It's something that I think we have perfected. I think Erica and I has really informed our team on the process. So our team's very educated on it. We have a large team here at the office. We cover 6 states, so it's something that we're excited about.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned 6 states. So you guys, so I'm assuming, but I got to ask the question, you guys licensed, bonded, and insured in those 6 states?
We are. The 6 states are obviously Maryland. We're located in Laurel. We're actually moving over to the Annapolis area in the next few months.
Okay.
So we have Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Delaware, DC, New Jersey, and a little bit of New York. We don't do as much in New York, but those those 6 states are the core of what we do, that Mid-Atlantic region. So
okay, so six states and the nation's capital. All right.
Yep, of course.
All right. Now, as far as credentials, like, do you guys have any like additional credentials or certifications or anything like that belong to any organizations? If so, which ones would they be?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously we carry credentials such as like EPA. So we're very familiar with like lead. A lot of the houses that we're renovating, they're older and you have to follow all those guidelines. We're members of organizations such as ABC. They're huge for contractors. Traction RIA, we're members of. So we like to stay very very engaged and networked in with like the right people. Because at the end of the day, our role as a general contractor, somebody performing work on, these homeowners' homes, is to bring everything together. I mean, I'm not swinging a hammer, but what I'm going to tell you is who I'm going to put at your property swinging that hammer is going to be the person that I have the most confidence in getting the job done.
Right.
I'm not doing plumbing, but we're going to engage and network and bring everybody together to make sure that the experience for the homeowner is one that's enjoyable, because it is a stressful process. But at the end of the day, going through that hard work to get the outcome that you want is worth it.
So we can't get you out there to swing a hammer. No, I'm messing with you.
I mean, I will.
For the right price.
Right.
Oh, nah. Okay. So how long have you guys, one, been in business, but then just, well, you said about 4 or 5 years ago as far as the 203K, but just
Right.
been in business in general and operating your own crew?
Yeah. So, my parents started the company, and we started off doing apartment turnovers, which is a very small piece of renovation. But the reality of it is that in business, we've been in business since 1986. My sister and I took over in 2010 and have been doing full renovations for large entities like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Hudson Home Advisors, large distressed asset portfolio holders. So even though we've only been in the 203K game for 4 years, at the end of the day, a 203K is a renovation that has a homeowner. But we've been doing renovations on distressed assets, vacant properties for 30 years. So I grew up in the business, and I'm super passionate about renovating properties and turning a house into a home and making it something that somebody wants in their dream.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. 30 years. That's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you're correct. Renovations is renovation. So whether it be an empty house or a house owned by an entity or a house owned by an actual person, the work is still the work. So
Right.
okay. Now, what would you guys
paperwork? A little bit more paperwork in the 203K process, but
so yes, there is a little more paperwork. What would you guys say is the most complicated 203K project you've worked on to date?
I know that one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, you would agree.
Which one are you talking about?
I think Sandy Bottom,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, we have a property in Chestertown. We're wrapping up now, and it was a old inn, and it was built in 1901. It's out in Chestertown. People would stay there before they went into Baltimore when they'd come in at this inn. The first level, second level have been renovated since then. However, the third level had not. So it was in really bad shape, had a lot of leaks, a lot of drywall damage. Floors were in pretty rough shape, even though we got in there and refinished them somehow, and they look great. But yeah, so we went in and restructured the whole layout. We added a bathroom, ran HVAC, electrical, plumbing. It needed all of that. We actually cut out these oil lanterns that they had from the original 1901 property. We cut those out and capped them.
Wow.
And then also, it was just between that and then that was probably one of our first larger jobs we had done since COVID was going on. So not being able to go to the permit office between that. So it was as far as that aspect of it, it was a fun project. It just brought on, some things that we that were new to us.
And the logistical complexity.
Right.
That was, so even though it was complicated, I look at those as learning opportunities.
Yeah.
And if you have a property that's in the middle of literally nowhere and your Home Depot is 2 hours away, or these are complexities that when you're bidding the project, when you're engaging with the homeowner, kind of letting them know that up front, that look, the location of this property is going to make it a little bit more of a challenge. So, bear with us. It's possible, but there's going to be things that are going to be a little bit more challenging. And I just think that even though it was a little bit more complicated, it was fun, like you said. You know, that's what makes it fun, kind
And
of.
it's beautiful, yeah. So
Yeah.
we have a video on our website of it. We'll do a, a completion video once we're done. But the homeowners are super happy. We'll be wrapping that up in the next week or two. And stay tuned for the after video. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so if your home is in the sticks, just be patient.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So now you said Chestertown Inn. So once upon a time, it was an inn, and they wanted to live in it. And
Right.
so you said the top 2 levels, or the main 2 levels, were done, but the 3rd level wasn't. And you guys came in and pretty much cleaned that up for them. And
they were done, but they weren't brought to today's trends. So we went in and refinished all the floors, painted. We renovated the kitchen completely.
But they wanted to keep some old world charm
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like that was really important to them in the renovation. So nowadays everybody just wants everything to be so cleaned up and freshened, and just with what the current trends are, right? So doing a renovation that you need to kind of maintain a historical aspect to it. That's not something you get to do every day.
Yeah.
It wasn't the typical 203K. And that made it interesting as well. So, but yeah, the upper level was an attic, and we turned it into living space. It was completely unfinished. I think there was termites. There was termites. And we were just dealing with challenge after challenge. But at the end of the day, we're almost finished.
Yeah.
We're ready to cross that line, and like you said, the homeowners are super excited about it.
okay, so I'll be looking forward to seeing that video.
Sure.
And the lanterns that you guys were able to keep. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as because the permits vary, but as far as building permits or just permits in general, how many in the last, I guess, couple years or so would you say you guys have pulled for the various projects? And rough estimate, because I know exact number is
Yeah.
Right. I'd say over the last 2 years, just from a rough estimate, across the 6 states, or 5-6 states in the district, probably over 200. I'd say over 200, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say more give, probably 250, around that.
Cool. And the reason I asked that question for those who are watching is because that is showing that you guys know the process, right?
Right.
You know how to go down to the city, get what needs to be gotten, or county, whatever municipality is, and keep that process going. That's very important because some folks
as
don't.
I was saying, with the COVID stuff, we haven't been able to go in and do like we usually would, drop it off, talk to the person. It's get them on the phone. Sometimes they don't answer them, call back for a week. So that the process is definitely slowed down, and it's kind of went back to that old school approach of lots of just phone calls and not as much well, I guess the old school approach is going into the building, but it's more that new school all digital type deal. I'm going to Anne Arundel County after this to drop off a permit for our office building that we're moving over to Annapolis, the Edgewater area in Annapolis. So.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, it's all about making that pivot. Things are starting to open up a little bit now, so maybe we'll be able to get back to the in-person and all
Hopefully
that.
So.
All right. So currently, are you guys working on? Well, I know you're finishing up the one in Chestertown, the Chestertown.
Right.
Any other projects you guys currently working on?
Yeah, so we have the one in Chestertown. That was a very large project, obviously from what we stated. We just picked up one in Dunkirk. We started a few weeks ago, Dunkirk, Maryland. That's going to be that's a fun project as well. It's I'm excited. You can see on our Instagram the outside picture of it, but you can definitely the pictures will be fun. It's half of the house is underground. It's pretty wild. It's on 6 acres, so it's a cool property. We just finished one up in Annapolis. It was townhome style. We rushed that one pretty quick. I know they had a strict deadline as far as when they needed to get moved in and whatnot. So we moved them in pretty quickly there. And then we have a couple, one in Silver Spring. We have one in Frederick we're waiting on just to get to settlement. And then we have one in Bowie I'm actually going to look at tomorrow with our lead estimator to get them some numbers. And then one more in Baltimore, I believe, that that they're doing a basement remodel, some bathrooms, windows, stuff like that. So we have a lot in the hopper. We have the 2 or 3 going on right now. So
Always looking for more.
always looking for more. Yeah, we can definitely handle the load.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect transition to the next question. Do you have the financial capacity to take on new projects? So
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Aaron, like I feel very fortunate that, we've had all this time in the industry. We have, great relationships with our banks. We have, a lot of liquid cash to be able to assist these homeowners. And, obviously the draw schedules are something that we're super comfortable with working with. And, we can accommodate, that need pretty easily. So I feel very fortunate for that.
Yeah.
good deal, good deal. And it absolutely sounds that way because you guys have projects in various areas, and for contractors, grouping projects in a close proximity is better for you guys. Less expensive because you don't have to move your people everywhere. But the fact that you have people's kind of spread out also shows financial capabilities because again, you got to support those crews and travel and all that good stuff. So okay, good deal, good deal. So is there a way for people to be able to check out your current and or past projects?
Yes. So we have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Thinking of starting a YouTube channel, try to get some, before and after videos, those videos up on there.
Good. Yes.
So that would be fun. I don't know if we're going to bring it to the level of 203K Tuesday just yet. I mean, what you're doing is awesome. I've spent the last week watching all the episodes and they're great. But
thank you.
But yeah, so Facebook, C&O Services Inc. Incorporated. Our Instagram at CAO Services INC. And then LinkedIn C&O Services Incorporated.
Yeah, and if there's a homeowner that's interested in, seeing any of our work, we do like really good documentation of each and every project that we work on. And, we could certainly, sit down with them, give them references, show them our portfolios, to be able to make them feel comfortable that, we're the right contractor for them.
Okay, good deal. And as far as past clients, if someone said, hey, well, I checked the pictures out, they look good, but I want to talk to some people just to see what the experience was like working with you guys. Would you have some people that you can pass on and allow them to speak to?
Absolutely. I don't, this is like in my personal and my professional life. And I feel like I try to drive that throughout our whole organization. Like anybody that touches my life, whether personally or in business, I always want them to have nothing but the best things to say about me. I think it's really important. Like your reputation and your character and, your morals have to be like written and placed all out there. And, anybody that I've worked for, I would feel comfortable, or with for that matter, having any homeowner talk with them. I know that, the experience that I have left people with is going to be a pleasurable one. I'm not going to say that there's not little bumps in the road because that would be, unrealistic through a construction process. But I feel like I can get them through it and know that they're supported, and Kyle does the same, and our entire team is, just geared that way.
Yeah, we always like to be available. Communication is key for us. We know that's a strength a lot of contractors lack, is communication, or not being able to get a hold of who you need to at that time. And we can rest assured that 9 times out of 10, when you call C&O Services, at least between working out, 8 and 5, that you're going to get who you need to get to. And if not, they'll get right back to you. So, communication's key. We treat homeowners like family. And I believe, like Erica said, we definitely have a list of homeowners we can refer you to give a call to and check us out.
Okay, good deal. All right, well that was pretty painless,
Is that it? Is that the questions? Did we pass?
So that's not up for me to decide. That's up for the folks watching. But I would say, in my opinion, yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
So Erica, C&O Services. Is there a backstory to the name, or what's because I'm a pun and I guess like backstory person, for lack of a better term. So like my last name is Person. I'm known as the house person, and I like puns. But CNO services, does it stand for something specific or?
I wish that was like a better story, but the reality, like I mentioned earlier on the video, like my parents started the company, and it was a very organic start. And so my mom's name was Kathy, and my dad's name is Omar. And so CNO, that's how that came up. And so it's not, to me, it's very personal and it's meaningful to me, but it's just their names, their initials, and we're going to carry that through.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. No, that's great. So no, that's extremely special. So and carrying their name on and what they stood for is a phenomenal thing. Like I said in the beginning, before we started, you don't have a lot of children who will take the mantle of what their parents started. So for you guys to to do that, I just think it's phenomenal. So I don't have a hat, but hats off to you guys or gals for doing that. So Kyle,
Right.
you're not a sister. So how did you come about and become a part of the team?
So I was actually living in Atlanta, doing new construction, working for a builder down there. And I had been back and forth from Florida and Georgia my whole life. And I realized it's time to expand out into the, see more of the country and plant some roots somewhere else. And the DC, the DMV area always kind of attracted me. So I reached out to, a couple of companies and CNO responded. They were the lucky ones. There we go. That's nice. And after a phone call, I just love the energy that we're a young, motivated, family oriented, like a great culture here. And I could tell that from the first phone call. We did a Zoom call and a few weeks later I was moving up to DC to join the team. So it's been great so far. I'm proud of what we're doing. I'm excited for the growth. So that's how I'm here.
Yeah, and we're excited to have Kyle. I mean, he has, put so much energy and effort to helping build out this entity and, really, we've done them before, but like all the ones that he just mentioned, like he's bringing in, he's capturing the right people, finding people like yourself, allowing us to actually really, shine in this industry. So that's been, incredible to watch.
Good deal. Good deal. So the family background was REO and property restoration, and preservation. I always throw those words. So how did that come about? Because that was what your parents were doing as well?
Well, they were doing like apartment turnovers.
That's right.
And, and it was interesting, but the reality of it is that industry, started to be, an industry that, was just better served with like, the smaller, like, man in a van and a cell phone going in and painting those apartments. They could offer better pricing. So our company kind of just got to this point where we're like, you know what, like, we're outgrowing that. So my sister and I like sat down, had some like critical thought, and we started engaging with a lot of real estate agents. And they're like, oh, why don't you guys hop into this industry? We need people to like, renovate these properties. It was like the perfect timing. It was like the perfect storm. I mean, because when we were integrating into the, servicing the REO industry is when the real estate market was, crashing, and, just, the experiences and like what we were dealing with allowed us to, really grow a business. But also with that, we were, being, thrown all this work and having to work through that and, come up with different processes. And our company was just growing by leaps and bounds. And, honestly, like that really allowed us to, just experience something that not all business owners get to experience, and so we learned how to manage people very quickly, how to, grow a business, how to manage processes, and make sure that they're the best process, that works for everybody, not just our company, but our clients and our vendors. And, so I think that that growth was incredible to experience, and we're ready for the next huge leap. And so that's why we're growing out the 203K, and we're very prepared for that. And yeah, so back to that though, we've serviced the REO industry. And so Nicole and I, came together and we're like, this is like kind of a perfect fit. And yeah, I mean, that's how we got into it. And, it's crazy because we're two females and we love construction. It's exciting every day. It's different every day. And, I feel like I get to wake up and be passionate about what we're doing. So I couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, and that's that I love the REO side. I love construction. I'm passionate about it. But when the idea came about is let's expand into the 203K market, a little more. Yeah, I was excited because my other passion is people and getting to work with homeowners. A lot of contractors, turn their head down to it, but I absolutely love it. I love the interaction. I love, seeing a smile on their faces at the end of the project. Just the excitement in the process for them and how we can help. So it's been a fun transition, and I'm completely enjoying, heading up the 203K division. So.
Good deal. And there should be, well, we don't have a crystal ball, but based off of what we've seen in the past, based off of what we know what's going on right now, more than likely, there will be at least a few homes that unfortunately fall into foreclosure and or short sale status, which in most cases will mean repair. So unfortunate situation for some, but it will be opportunity for others. So for those who are looking to get 203K done, you'll have more opportunity because there'll be more inventory for you. Right. So as far as on the REO side, what would you say is the toughest or ugliest or most difficult job that you guys had to do on that side of things?
That's hard. Let me think here.
A lot of the homes are in bad shape when we go into them. It's when I first came on, they'd send me out on a couple, project walks, and it's like I walk in and I'm like, why is, I need somebody with me in this home. I do a couple yell outs to make sure nobody's in there. Sometimes you hear some scuffling and you get out. But as far as, particular project.
I mean, the reality of it is it's almost like the ones that we've been involved in, the 203K projects,
they're kind of a cakewalk in comparison for the reasons that, Kyle is mentioning. A lot of times, somebody's living in the home, so you're not walking into a situation, or if there is a situation, they're able to tell you. So like we walk into property that, you can renovate, we've learned the hard way, but you walk in and all the plumbing is destroyed. So you turn on the water and it's like waterfalls everywhere. I mean, those aren't challenges that we tend to face in the 203K market. Like the homeowner's gonna be like, oh yeah, the toilet's leaking. Like they're gonna know, like we walk into a lot of surprises. And I think that's what makes us really strong, contractors as well, is because nothing will surprise us. We have literally seen it all when it comes to a property, because we see the most distressed assets out there. I mean, it doesn't get any worse than a property that, hasn't been taken care of and then has sat vacant for a long time and has potentially had, vandalism. And so we're getting that, and we're taking that and totally flipping it around and turning it into, somebody's dream house.
So I guess it's safe to say that being on the REO side of things has fully prepared you guys to take anything on as far as 203K is concerned.
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay. And I think if I recall correctly, you guys also do a little bit as far as the insurance restoration as well.
Yep.
Okay.
So we do insurance restoration. So we'll work with adjusters and go in and, if somebody's had a leak and, bathtub overflowed or, just damages their house, we'll go in and assist them. And we also do some, property management. I mean, we work for investors, and, if they have a large rental portfolio, like, we'll be the ones to even do some, like, oh, the tenant's dishwasher is broken. We go in and we'll service that type of a client as well. Or, their tenant's moving out and they need it painted and recarpeted, which goes back to where it all started with the apartment turnover. But we still do that, for independent investors or investors that have large portfolios and don't want to manage it in-house. We'll outsource to us, and, we'll make sure it's taken care of.
So while we're on this point, is there a minimum threshold to work with these investors, or you're open to just seeing what's going on and what
Yeah,
they
no, I mean, honestly, I feel like I never say no at first. I'm willing to give anything an opportunity and a shot. I will make a determination. But yeah, I mean, no, there is no threshold. I mean, we're willing to help out wherever we can. Obviously, we're a business. It has to make sense. And, we'll be transparent and say, like, this is the price. This is what we're going to do it for. But what won't be a worry is we're going to show up. It's going to get taken care of. Your tenant's going to be happy. And, yeah, so I'm up for anything.
Okay. Transparency is key. That's good. Just being upfront and letting you know, hey, like this is what it is. It is what it is, and this is what we can do. Hopefully we can do something together. So okay. I like it. All right. Man. All right. So you mentioned it earlier, but for those who are absolutely thrilled with what they heard from you guys today, how can they get in contact with you?
You can call us at our, we have our office phone, 301-776-0888, 301-776-0888. I say it twice. That's habit. So, and then obviously, if you can't get a hold of Erica or myself, we have a solid team here of construction managers, project managers, and admin team, that can help you and assist you. And then, we can go from there. Also, my email is my first initial last name, so Kirby@caoservices.com. The letters CAO services.com. Hers is Stuart at caoservices.com. And that's how we will prefer there. I mean, we have a general inbox, but we prefer it come to us because, like we said, we're personal. We like to build the relationships, and we love chatting with new clients, potential customers, and then obviously we have our social media pages, and then our website is www.caoservices.com as well. So.
Okay, and the social media, can you repeat those again as well?
All right, so yes, LinkedIn, we're just going to be under C&O Services, INC, period, and then same on Facebook, and then on Instagram we're CAO Services INC. So at CAO Services INC. And then, like I said, hopefully we'll be launching a YouTube channel. We have our media team always taking pictures, always taking videos. So we're hoping to get some more of those. Like I said, if you go on the website or social media, you'll see the Chestertown job. We're planning on doing those, especially for every 203K project. And then work with some investors as well and do some before and after videos on those as well. So.
All right. Well, so not my decision, but
yeah.
I'm hoping that I'll see more of you guys in Bowie here soon.
Oh yeah. Is that what they? So yeah, you're over in Bowie, right?
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, hopefully so. That's coming up. Like I said, our head estimator Justin and I, we're going out tomorrow to meet the client. It should be a fun one. We're finishing out the basement and then going to clean up the first level as well. So it's something we're excited about. And like I said, like Erica and I said, we're always down to take on more work. We have the manpower, we have the liquidity and the communication to do so. So anything else?
Great.
Yeah.
Well, look, I appreciate you guys offering up your time with you and to speak to the folks out here in 203K Tuesday world. And I love the heart that you guys operate from.
Right.
Like
Thank
I
you.
said, transparency is key. Communication is key. And I heard the word help being said a couple of times as well. So that's amazing. And again, like I said, just taking that torch from the parents and keeping it going. That is amazing as well. So you guys are amazing.
Yeah.
And again, we appreciate you for having us on 203K Tuesday. Like I said, I've been keeping up with all of them, and it's awesome what you're doing. Bringing awareness to this. It's going to help out people, tremendously that don't think that they can afford a house or can afford, renovation. You're doing that. You're doing a good thing, and I appreciate you. So
Thank you. Just trying to do my little part to help folks out there. So, all right. So I'll be talking to you guys soon. But that's all we got for today. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you the next 203K Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
All right. Bye.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell. Thanks for watching.